the chairman of the Friends of TIJ, among other things, referred to me as an intellectual. Now, an intellectual, to make it simple, is somebody who has acquired good education, somebody who has acquired verifiable degrees, somebody who a university can stand and say, yes, we gave him that degree. Somebody who got a degree that he was not at the tail of the line, but he was in the front of the line. Now let me summarize my own background. If you go to the record at King's State University in 1987, December, I graduated with a bachelor's degree in communications and political science as the third Dukes in an American university. Third Dukes. So I did not graduate at the tail of the line. When I was graduating, white children were holding my gown. The normal period for a bachelor's degree is 4 years. Maybe when you have some complications, it will take you to 5. I took 3 years to get my bachelor's degree. So that is not an ordinary person. If you look even on my diploma, the degree the university gave me, there's a gold-plated seal on that degree where they refer to my level as having graduated cum laude. Then I went to Howard University in Washington, D.C. When I went to Howard University in Washington, D.C., because I graduated with honors from King's State University, Howard University, at that time there was a gentleman from Greece called Nikolai Stavo. He was the chairman of the graduate school. He offered me an employment as a teaching assistant in the Department of Political Science when I was doing my master's degree. Nikolai Stavo, 1988, 1989, he was chairman of the Political Science Department, the graduate school. Hillborn Watson was the chairman of the overall department at Howard University. So while I was getting my master's degree at Howard University, I was also teaching American students their own political science. So I got my master's degree from Howard that you can check to say yes.
Gabriel had to go see to the minister too.
So the man wanted for you to go see from the web post too.
Yeah. He said I'm a join to go see to the web minister to get money to the so they will go take it from there. I said, my man, me back for the same lecture.
Then how can the people catch you now?
The people before the man call me back. I was on the 18th. They more.
The same man now?
Yeah, the same man.
The same man who want for you to go see?
Yeah, he called me on the 18th.
Yeah.
I was in the 9, around about 8:30. The man called me. He said, oh, my man, I'll let you be there and call you back again.
So that time you go to where?
I go to where?
You leave from your working place, you come to the man?
Yeah, I'm from to my working area to Clarence to now go to the man.
To go see now?
No, I'm not go see. I go Steve. I go to yeah. How you question me, man? The thing you want for me to explain for you to understand, then still questioning me, doubling the question. How many talk clear now?
I beg you, sorry.
I say.
When they call you in the name.
When the man call me in the name.
Yeah.
He asked me, say, how many of you are working to the area? I say we are 3.
You told the message you're 3.
Yeah. So he said, I want to give you tea. To carry to the
message you want to give you what?
Tea. Have milk tea.
Oh, milk tea?
Yeah.
For you to drink?
With bread.
The bread.
3 pieces of fruit bread.
With egg inside?
With egg inside, my butter. So when I carry it to the man, say carry it to the man. When you give it to the man, then you must come back to the car.
So the food make you now, you carry that so you can go convince your friend now.
Yeah. When I give it to the man, the man say thank you. I say okay. The man say, oh, where you going?
to the most listened to radio breakfast show in Liberia, the OK Morning Rush, with your presenter, Clarence Piso Jackson.
A pleasant good morning again. We want to say welcome to the OK Morning Rush here on OK FM 99.5, and my name is Fatu Kamara. I'm going to be here later on with Olive Stevenson. Our boss Clarence Jackson is not here. As a matter of fact, he's traveling to the US to cover Liberia's election at the UN. So it's going to be a great day. Stay with us. Don't touch your dial. The time is 19 minutes past 7 o'clock this morning. We say welcome wherever you are and however you're following us. So briefly, we're going to take some of the commercials. We make some money and come back, and after that, when we are back, we acknowledge some of those following us on the broadcast this morning, and then that will be followed by a bit of discussions about some of the important national issues in the country, and by then my colleague Olive Stevenson is going to be here to join me. And we're also going to talk to the Assistant Director of Communications at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, Mohammed Melvin Kwena. So Mohammed is there in Ivory Coast, and he is attending the African Development Bank annual meeting. He's going to talk to us about what's happening there. And that will be at 7:55, 5 minutes to 8 o'clock. And at 8 o'clock, we're going to have our first guest, Lone Star Cell MTN, here in the studio. Followed by 9 o'clock, we're going to have AMEU University. That's AME University as our second guest here on the OK Morning Rush this morning. We want to say welcome to you. Don't touch your dial. Keep it locked down. My name is Fatu Kamara. I'm here with you up to 10 o'clock this morning. Let's be together.
Attention, attention, attention to all lovers of the good things in life. A house is not a home, and a home is the one place where you should feel relaxed and accomplished. Your home should reflect who you are. So, it's time to make that upgrade with minimal damage to your pockets. And I have the perfect solution for you. Home Sweet Home, located on Benson Street, between Center and Buchanan Streets, got you covered. From the kitchen, we have air fryers, juice makers, pressure cookers, freezers of all sizes, and all the modern kitchenwares you can think about. From the bedroom, we have top-of-the-line, exquisite beddings to give you that great night's sleep because you have earned it. And soft, comfortable towels for your bathroom. And in the living room, we have high-definition TV sets of all sizes, unique aerial rugs, classy curtains in all the colors you desire, wall paintings of different sizes and colors, furniture, and everything you can think about for the home. All that at unbelievable prices. We even have low voltage, high quality washing machines and dryers to keep your clothes fresh and new at all times. As a bonus, we have fashion accessories for both the young and the old, designer quality bags, hats, and rare jewelries. So if you love yourself, your family, and your home, it's time to treat it right. Visit Home Sweet Home on Benson Street between Center and Buchanan Streets for that needed upgrade. You can call them on 0886-834-944 or 0770-581-420. Home Sweet Home, for the love of a classy home.
They bring her to go see to the mainers too.
So the man wanted for you to go steal from the web post too.
Yeah. He said, I'm a join.
Your favorite RLJ Kendeja Resort and Villas is new and improved with top-notch first-class services guaranteed to make you feel pampered and special as our royal guests. Ideally located on the RI Highway, few minutes drive from the rehab junction, right in front of the Atlantic Ocean, you are assured of a peaceful, serene atmosphere of a home away from home. The ingredients for our Liberian meals are freshly picked from our garden to give you that unforgettable taste of Liberian cuisine. Our villas are designed and equipped to ensure every night spent with us is a memorable one. We are well positioned to host conferences and seminars of all sizes, as well as outdoor events like garden weddings and parties. Book your upcoming events and leave the rest for us to handle with 100% satisfaction guarantee. You can reach us on 0770-533-415 or email us at reservations@kendejaresort.com.lr. Visit our website on www.rljkendejaresort.com.lr. RLJ Kendeja Resort and Villas, for memories worth repeating.
Are you looking for a safe place to invest your hard-earned money? Do you want your money to earn great interest over a period of time? Then relax. First National Savings and Loan Liberia is your best choice. We offer you a range of fixed deposit products starting from 13% per annum for LRD deposit and 10.25% per annum for USD. You can start with a little as 100,000 Liberian dollars and 500 United States dollars. Locate us on 10th Street Sinker or call us and we will come to you. First National Savings and Loans Liberia will put you and your business first. Call First National Savings and Loans Liberia on 077-9206-231, 0886-027466.
if you want extra small money for the things that you're not expecting, let me tell you about Momo Loan. Live fast and easy way to be free with money problem. Momo Loan, the new way of taking care of things when you not get money. The first thing you gotta do is to register star 156 *5# and you will select extra cash. Hey man, that one, that easy credit there. Momo Loan, they're not just giving you money, they are making you strong financially. Momo Loan, that your fallback position, that you're dependable. Go get it. Don't wait, go register today and control your money power with Momo Loan. Momo Loan, extra money for the things that are important to you.
Do you want to send money or receive money? Somebody will say, Wuri, Kappa, Jafeng, Kabagi. Yes, I know you will want to do that every day. So listen, BNB is a money transfer and receiving company that offer money transfer service tailored to everyone. Available everywhere in Liberia and even in the sub-region. Yeah. Hey, with BNB, you can send money to Ghana, Guinea, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Rwanda, Uganda, Ivory Coast, Senegal, Kenya, Liberia, DR Congo, Gambia, Cameroon, Guinea-Bissau, Benin, Morocco, USA, Canada, plus many more. I'm talking for you to make a quick way and ask me, say, in Jamaica, where can I find BNB? You slow. You can find BNB branches and agents everywhere. Or one of the best things you can do is to download the BNB Cash app right on Play Store and App Store, so that you can make payment from your phone or maybe your own Sesa computer. With BNB Cash app, you can also buy your LEC token with no charges. Amen. And the people say you can also buy your MTN and Orange airtime. Hello, I'm telling you, wait no more. Use BNB today. For more information, contact us on 0777 884999. I repeat, 0777 884999. With BNB, send and receive money anytime and anywhere. Stop it right there. BNB, empowering you today.
I say my people, only money now waste the thing, a waste. Only say you can pay for your birth certificate, your marriage certificate, your hair certificate, motorbike registration, car registration, everything you can use orange money. Just star 144 *15# for USD, and for Lewate, star 144 *24#. Don't forget all that in the way you're doing that free of charge. Go to that in there and tell the police that me to send you there.
Orange money.
I living life to the max.
But well, you living life in the kind of economy? You joking, eh?
My girl, I living life to the max with Orange. No joking Benny inside.
You boy, what you mean by max? Please break it down for me.
So you not hear about Max yet? The all-in-one new app from Orange Liberia?
I saw something like that, but what is so special about this new app?
My girl, with the Maxit all-in-one new app, you can manage everything from Orange Liberia in one place. Data and voice, checking your balance, tracking your data and calls usage, access all Orange Money and Orange Energy services, watch football game, listen to music, play games, and so much more. But the best part of the app is that once you download the app, it's free. No data business before you use the app.
Wow, this is so interesting.
Tired of juggling different apps to stay connected? Wish there was one app for everything Orange Liberia? Well, wish no more. Say hello to Maxit, Orange all-in-one app that helps you live to the max. Access data and voice offers. Enjoy high-speed internet services. Monitor your balance and usage. Track SMS, calls, and data easily. Stay connected with Orange Money and Orange Energy's services and products. Get entertainment, games, music, and more. Purchase tickets to the hottest events. And shop with ease from online vendors and consumable products. The best part? It's 0 rated. No data charges to use the app. Download the app now on Google Play Store or App Store. Just search Maxit LR. Live smarter, live better, live life to the max with Orange Maxit. For more information, call 111 or find us on Facebook at Orange Liberia.
Orange. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the most listened to radio breakfast show in Liberia, the OK Morning Rush, with your presenter, Clarence Piso Jackson.
So we want to say welcome back to the OK Morning Rush, and as a matter of fact, my colleague Ollie Stevenson is here. As I said earlier, we're going to be together today, this morning, up until 10 o'clock. So let's acknowledge some of those who are following the broadcast this morning. Martin W. Brown is following. Ezekiel Yane says, good morning, OK family. I'm watching live from Zone 6, Plebo City, Maryland County. He says he's following us. Nelson T. Wisa says, good morning, Fatu, my favorite journalist. Thank you. Thank you for following, Wisa. Pin G. Tobe says he's in transit, following from Pinsville City to Monrovia. George Watkins Jr. is always following. Zico Rare is following too from Plebo Sodican District. Roland W. Cho says good morning. He says he's watching from his job site, Johnson Street, Monrovia. Yaya Sekou Toure says he's following from Cardwell. Prince Yakpaolo Zulon Wala says, good morning, Fatu. I'm following from St. Paul Bridge Community. Vani Dukle says, good morning to you, Fatu, and Olive Stevenson. I'm following from Johnson Street. Thank you for following us this morning. Gasumu Musa Dixon Sr. is following. He says he's following from where? From his end. Morris Moses Monga says he's following from Jacobtown. Stobatus M. Yon Jr. following from Pipeline. Jojo Living says, good morning, my caring and blissful Fatu. This is Josephine Macaulay Thomas following from LPRC. Hey, good morning. Governor Galex Banquando. He says he's following from Bannersville. Vamoyen K. Bayo is following. Joshua Tutu says, good morning, Fatu. I'm following from my office. Fatima Moba says, good morning, OK FM. I'm following from Breuville, VOA. Kazi W. Kaipi, he says he's watching from UL Main Campus. Eugene Tua Williams Page the second says he's following from Seclio Quadro District in Grand Cru County. Vani Dukle, okay, we've taken that. So let's welcome Olive. Olive, good morning, welcome again.
Good morning, Fatu. Good morning, everyone following the broadcast. It's always a great honor to be in this seat, having conversations about Mama Liberia and the world at large. And so we're always on a Friday, but we have to take it on right now because this is what we're out to do. Whenever you call upon you show up. That's how we work here at OKFM. So Fatu, thank you for kicking up as we go together.
Yeah, it's the best thing to do. So Olive, briefly, at 5 minutes up to 8 o'clock, we will be taking the Assistant Director of Communications at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, Mohammed Mervin Koina, and he's going to be talking to us from Ivory Coast. But before that, there's something that caught my attention in this.
So, Fatu, before you go to that, let me do a pre-birthday. Don't laugh.
No, I'm not.
Please. So I'm doing this pre-birthday treat for Enoch B. Johnson, CO2, Republic of Liberia. You're celebrating on tomorrow, and we say thank you for your service, to the nation.
Yes.
That's why a problem now.
No, I didn't say
But
that.
acquire, why is that? So thank you for your service to the nation. We appreciate highly. And from your
one for me too.
Fatu sending one too. So you see. So thank you for your service to the nation. We appreciate you. And tomorrow, yes, it's going to be grand.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I hope I'll be there so that.
Yes, definitely.
In
Yes.
Great birthday celebration. So this thing that has been trending on social media lately.
Okay.
The other day, I'm one person who I always listen to radio, whether it's OKFM or any other radio station. I always listen to radio. So most of the time, late nights I follow Spoon, and that day I listened when Senator Snow talked about. I carefully listened when he talked about. He wants the government to be a one-term government, and he does not want the government to be re-elected. And then he said he does not want the government to do better than the predecessor. And that was the statement, so that they are not re-elected. And that statement has been the talk of the time nowadays. This week, the end of last week, it has been the talk of the time. At a certain point, I thought that it was not going to become an issue, because when I listened to the show, Stanton tried to give him a chance to maybe
Dory
expand.
Butter? Or they wanted him to go...
No, not to say more, but Stanton was asking him, do you want the Liberian people to fail? Because if the government fails, then it means the Liberian people will fail. And he said, I don't know how to put it, but what I want is that they don't do better than the predecessor, so that they are just a one-term government. Olive, this thing about our leaders just making some statements, any statement they want to make. I listened also when former vice president at the time, Joe Howard Taylor, said that, okay, if you elect now President Joseph Boakai and he dies, who's going to run the country? And she's not the only person. A lot of people, a lot of our leaders who we expect to be role models, who we expect to be people we can look up to, our children can look up to. They just make statements. I want to say this, it's not really about the statement that Senator Snow made, but it's about collectively the leaders we elected. How patriotic they are. If the government fails, if the government does not do well, Olive, the effect is on the Liberian people. It is not the people who are leading. Those people would get their jobs, they would take their salaries, they would get very fat salaries and go and build the best horses, and their children will enjoy themselves, and they will not even be in this country. We, the Liberians, the commoners, people who cannot afford, 2 times a meal, 2 times a day. Somebody just eat, 1 cup of rice in the morning time, finish. They're done for the day.
They won't be done for the day.
That's why I'm saying they're done for the day already.
Yeah, so you see, Fatu, the people you're talking about, sometimes they feel making these statements are actually going to help them to achieve whatever they want to achieve. But sometimes they don't realize what they're saying to people. Because before you take on the airways, radio radio make and breaks people. People don't understand that. So before you take to the media to speak and say some things to the people that you represent, you should be
aware of the implications.
You should know exactly what to say so that you don't you should compose yourself so that you don't get distracted and just dive in some negative statements that will affect you, because sometimes we don't know it's affecting them. So like you talk about the former vice president, she made that statement, and now we have the person she talked about is running 2 years in office. So the people then will look at you and say, well, what was she even trying to say? What she want to achieve from that? All right. So you just assume that this man will die as soon as we elect him as president. That's a bad vibes. You don't do that because you don't know that some people now, Fatu, the young people even going more than the older people. So you don't you don't say things that that will bring a dent on your character. She's a very respected person in society that people look up to. So when she speaks, people will then try to calculate what she's saying. But if you're a role model to people, you should know exactly how to position yourself. So for the Honorable Edwin Snow kind of issue, the thing is, why would you want a government to fail? In a sense, even if you didn't use the exact.
He did not say fail, but he said.
Even if you don't use the exact words.
He does not want them to do better than the predecessor.
Yes, but then they will fail because they came. When the Coalition for Democratic Change came, they said, "Waiting for change."
Congress.
Hope.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
change.
Yes. So they were bringing in change. Yes. So they brought that change. They brought, and then this administration said they are coming to rescue.
Yeah.
So they should be able to rescue what the CDC could not change. So you don't want them to rescue it. So what is that? That means they are failing what they are doing. You don't have to be exact with the words, but there are some certain things somebody will say to you will sound like an insult.
Yeah.
And when they say it on the other side, it will sound like they're praising you. So you got to be very careful. You know that's why people on the media will try to ask you questions so they can dig up what exactly you're trying to say. It may not be, when you say certain things and then it bring about controversies, then you start to say, I spoke in context. So before you go to speak in context, you should also be aware of what you're saying, Because if we fail now, if the Liberian people had to suffer, because if they don't do better than the CDC, that means we're going. That's more hard time. That's more suffering. All right, because CDC came for hope for change, and the UP government said, well, the hope for change, it did not satisfy them, so they are coming to rescue. So if they don't do these things to rescue, then of course they fail now, Fatu. There's no way around that. They will have to fail that they will not do better. Why you don't want them to do better? When they do better, the country will be lifted. When they do better, we'll have more roads. We'll have our roads will be our infrastructure's development will be up to date. We will have our agriculture programs will be in full swing. We will have hospitals having medication. The equipment will be there for people to not have to run to other countries to go get treated. We'll have all of these things, and we'll have a good school. We will have instructors in classes to make sure that our children get perfect education. So the fact that you don't want all these things to happen, that's failure. That's failure. So whether you spoke in context, but from no man,
a contextual statement. It was a clear. It's not something ambiguous. Somebody says to me when a journalist was discussing the same issue, and somebody said to me the other day, the now President Joseph Boakai then said the same thing when he said if the George Weah government is re-elected, there will be no country.
Yes,
there will be no country.
Yes.
But then I'm not saying. People try, whenever a statement is made and people try to insinuate or interpret it their own way, then it's a bit ambiguous. I don't like to talk about statements that are ambiguous, because only the person who is speaking or the maker of that statement knows exactly what he's trying to say. So if he says there will be no country, maybe he should expand better and say what he means by there will be no country. But it is a different case when somebody says, I don't want the government to do better because then the predecessor, I want to be exact about the statement before somebody calls and says something else.
Whether you're exact or not, they will still call and say something else. So.
I don't want the government to do better than the predecessor because I don't want them to be re-elected. Do you know the implications of the government not doing better than the predecessor? Every government, Liberians, people hope that every government that comes should do better. Why would you wish that a government does not do better? And this is, I mean, it has gotten to the extent where I'm worried about how much politics has affected the compassion of our leaders, the sympathy, how much it has affected the love we should have for one another, the patriotism that we should have, you know, for our country.
That is to tell you, Fatu, that politicians, that is to tell you that politicians, they don't see the good in us. They're doing everything to benefit themselves so that, you know, when they get to power, they will be powerful, and then you will be the little man under them there. So they're not doing things in your interest, they're doing things for themselves. So the fact that they will speak anyhow and do things anyhow, you should know that when you're going to elect a leader, you should be careful on what to do. Somebody say, how do we know? Because the people come to us with all of the sweet talks and stuff about what they will do, because you have to say what you will do. Okay, sometimes people do some things, and when they're elected, they don't continue. So you don't know the exact leaders, you know, to elect. But sometimes we should understand that politicians, they are politicians. That word politics, especially in Africa, is different. We view it differently. People behave differently when they are politicians, especially in Africa. They don't care about the people. They only need the people when maybe election is coming. They will go to the counties. They will go other areas, in districts and things, trying to make the people believe that, yes, I am the person to change this for you. I am the person to make this happen for you. But when they are elected, they will do a total different thing. Total different thing. Sometimes people right now, some of the lawmakers are not pleasing them. They're not even doing half of what they said they would do, you know, during campaign time.
I see that, but the fact that you will go to the extent of wishing that something bad happens to another person.
That is politics. I was saying Africa is very bad.
Something bad happens to another person.
In Africa,
when we go to church, we go to the mosques. What do we listen to? Do we even listen to the things they tell us when we go to the churches and mosques on our different prayers day? Do we even listen to some of these things? Because if you're really a God-fearing person, you will not think about or wish for somebody. Yes, there's politics, but you know, when it gets to the point where you're wishing something bad, people try to question every aspect of your life, your behavior, and whatever, you know, that has to do with you. Right? If I sit here and start to wish that, okay, something bad should happen to somebody, and then you start to think about, who is this person? How was he brought up, or how was she brought up? Who are the people she's related to? This is what I'm saying. How much politics has affected our ability to have compassion, to be, you know, to sympathize with people, to have empathy, to be patriotic. How much politics has gone in this country? And I think we just don't have to stop to this is politics. We have to talk about it so that we don't continue this way. Because it's wrong. What is wrong, it is wrong. I don't care if that is the system. Since our parents or our forefathers were alive. But once it is wrong, it is wrong. That's my problem. You don't just make statements. And they are not just the ones who've done that. Other people now in government have made some reckless statements. It's so bad. It's a bad thing. It's time we graduate from that.
I'm hoping that we can graduate from that.
Of course, we have to do that. We can sit and allow people just you just talk and just talk and just talk. All if it's wrong. I don't care who makes it, whether it was the former vice president or whoever. You don't sit and just say anything you feel like saying because you think, okay, this is politics. For goodness sake. Why would you wish that something bad happens to somebody else? And not just bad, somebody, the person is gone for good. We need to get up. And this is our responsibility. I don't care how somebody thinks about me or what somebody says about me this morning. This is our responsibility. I know they're going to say it. Like,
so let's not forget our word, because the thing is that this is a national problem. So if somebody have something to say, let them go about say, but very civil. You should know we said things here civilly. So if you're coming to place your calls, you should be very civil. You can disagree to agree. You don't have to agree with what Fatu said. You don't have to agree with what I said. But you should also know that when you come in, I hope you come in with something different, not to argue and make the radio to look noisy. That's all.
And I'm not taking calls. We're going to have, like I said, the Assistant Director of Communications at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, Mohammed Melvin Koina. Yeah, he's going to be talking to us from Ivory Coast. He's there attending the African Development Bank annual meeting.
So we take the calls after?
We have a guest at 8 o'clock. So if we cannot get Mohammed Melvin Koina, I'm hoping that we get him. If we cannot get Mohammed Melvin Koina, then we will squeeze in some calls and see if we can get him later. Maybe after.
Are you placing the calls now?
Yeah. So I'm trying to connect with Mohammed. Mohammed is in Ivory Coast and he's attending the African Development Bank annual meeting. I'm trying to connect with him. As a matter of fact, the Minister of Finance, I'm not getting Mohammed. Let me just try again once more. If we cannot get Mohammed Melvin Koina this morning, we'll open the phone lines and people are already calling.
Yeah, we have to take calls. Issue concerning the country, we have to.
But we have to take Mohammed, and if we cannot get Mohammed.
So while you're trying to get him, I think you can be taking 1 or 2 calls so that we
So we take our first caller here. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning, Fatu.
Good morning, you're live. What's your name? Where are you joining us from?
And let me say good morning also to Olive.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is the voice of Sabu Rasta. I'm phoning in from Point 4 to be exact this hour in Zimbabwe.
Go ahead.
You know, Olive, Fatu, let me a little bit disagree with Fatu this morning in studio.
Please go ahead.
The issue of about every Melvin's statement towards the Liberian government.
Okay.
Fatu, I don't see Edwin Melvin's statement to be wrong against the Liberian government. Why am I saying this, Fatu? Article 1 of the Liberian Constitution, it talks about power in the people. It talks about all free government are instituted by their benefit and authority. So, Fatu, my question here is, will you pray for something that you're not benefiting from? So, Fatu, for me, I don't see that statement to be wrong because for me, even as Sabu Rasta, I'm even praying for this government to fail because government was instituted for me to benefit. If I don't benefit from it, it's my right to pray that the government fail. Then I come to power.
Okay.
You see? So, Fatu, I don't see it wrong. I don't see that statement to be wrong. And myself, right now, I'm praying for this government to fail because I want to come to power. So
imagine that.
Thank you.
Imagine that.
Okay, thank you.
So let's take this caller here. Oops. I'm sorry, I canceled that call. So you just have to call back. But while we are with your call, let's take this one from here. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Fatu, and good morning, Olive.
So we're working on Indian person speaking of.
Thank you for the topic and the discussion. Very fascinating.
Okay.
People don't understand the implications of Eddie Snow's statement. If Eddie Snow can be wishing the government failure, a head of delegate that represented Abu you think, Fatu, if there is a benefit that should come to the country that countries are looking for, the for example, AU now have given the military over $2 million worth for equipment, military equipment, other equipment. Now, because they go
ahead to your life. He's off.
And they were able to, he was told that also they feel the rule head director that went to I think Uganda or somewhere there that will put forward the case that Mr. Winto that will be bringing delegates into this country to have often a lot of hotels, other businesses will benefit. Now it's not one way government feel because it's a 2029 one to run. If there is any good thing that should come from FY that I'll be discussing that country should benefit from, and other countries are complete, is it so put forward the case for that going to benefit from that? People should look at the implication. Don't look at, Snow, if our ordinary man said that, nobody care. But Snow working the government, you benefit, that's why the first currency, because he benefited personally. He look at the general good of the country, but he said because he benefited what the country say because you want the government to come back, want people to come back in power so he can benefit. You see the kind of thing, people look at the same as self-centered.
Okay.
Like you said something, Fatu,
it's okay. It's okay, thank you.
And this is Uncle Carol, sorry. I'm coming.
Okay, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, you're live. Let's hear you.
Okay, Fatu, this is Ono. I'm heading to Central Morovia this morning.
Okay.
Let me say good morning to Olive as well.
Good morning.
Okay, so you see, it is being devilish, it is very evil for anyone from anywhere to wait for a government to fail. No matter where we stand, I don't think as a Liberian you should wish for the country to fail because most of these guys are wishing for the country to fail. They have selfish interest because they are well off. Their children all over the country, they are milking at the detriment of the ordinary people. So at the end of the day, the country will fail for a while. When the government fails, when the country fails, who suffer? The common will suffer because you want to come to become president. I think I still not go against you're not EGM number. Even 2029, if you go to contest in any country, country will be very good. But it's not in the interest of the country or in selfish interest. Thank you, Father.
Thank you so much. I hope our guests are around.
Not yet.
So we will continue with the course. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Fatu and Olive.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Nicholas Sidiki Karawali, and I'll call you from the Upper Caribbean, precisely.
Okay.
The discussion is very interesting. The caller who called from Point there saying that Article 1C or government is there, but that man must start to school.
Just say the man said this. Just say that's what the man wants.
All right, to the issue. If you are doing good for the government to feel, it becomes a setback to all of us as Liberians. Because the next government that will come, if you remember, other countries are going forward. Other countries are progressing. Other developing countries, Liberia is not a developed country, it's never a developing country. And you are praying that the country that is just about to get on the path of developing should fail. Do you mean well for Liberia? Honorable Snow, I normally used to love him, honestly, but he has caused serious public embarrassment for himself. Look, the government will succeed. The agenda of this government will succeed.
Okay.
Honestly.
Okay, thank you so much.
The government will fail. They will fail in life. So Snow, we know your attitude and we know your behavior in times to come. You can never get settled in this country. That senatorial position is enough for you. Take my word to
No, you can't say that.
It's enough for him.
No, you can't say that. How you would determine what's enough for the man?
Yeah, let's assume if the man is wishing for us to fail, because if the government fail, everyone fail. Honestly, if the government fail, everyone fail. Remember, countries like Sierra Leone, Guinea, they are progressing, they are moving ahead. Yeah, Snow and brother, I wonder where Honorable Snow, I respect him, regardless of his view and
please do.
prayer. Yeah.
Okay.
But why it sounds so, myopic to my
own. It's okay. Thank you. We have to squeeze in another call.
Thank you.
Let's take this call from here. Good morning. You're live. Go ahead.
I'll call you from the Chinatown community.
Okay.
Yeah, you see, the thing here is, I'm not a fan of this government, and I voted for the CDC government, but what is unfolding here is something that's very, very serious to all Liberians.
Okay.
I respect the Snow as a leader for this country, and we also respect him for that because of his experience in the body politic of Liberia. Well, coming to use such statement, even if you have issue with government, coming out in that manner is not all go well. So, as much you understand, nobody will be able to go at him to have issue with him to have security implication or whatever. Because everybody love him, he been in government, nobody has threatened him, nobody has said anything of such. Because no, you just take the most of courage to apologize to the Liberians. If you not love the party, it's better for you to say things that represent your country from outside world. Because you represent the country. You understand? So coming into to make such statement like that, how will you go to even talk on behalf of the government? This is something that is very, very wrong as a leader. I will talk to Mr. Snow because I know him personally.
Okay, that's great.
To at least apologize to the
Okay, that's great. So, Olive, Mohammed Melvin Kwena is on the line.
Okay.
Mohammed, good morning. Welcome to the OK Morning Raj. Tell us, where are you this morning?
Good morning, Fatu, and good morning.
Wow.
Mohammed, can you shake up a little bit? We're not getting you.
Morning. Are you getting me now, Fatu?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. So morning, and let me say good morning also to Olive Stevenson.
Good morning.
The Ivorian capital, Abidjan this morning.
Wow, we're getting...
Mohammed, your line is really bad.
So can you shift a bit so we can get you properly? The line is actually bad.
Good morning.
How do you want to cut it off and call back?
Yeah, I think I'll have to call him back. Good morning, Mohammed.
Morning. Is it better?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's better.
Yes.
Good morning. Tell us, you can just continue from where you stopped.
Good morning. So I said in Abidjan, where the Minister of Finance and Development Planning on a gossip in Gafon is leading Liberia's delegation, the African Development Bank Group 2025 annual meetings. And the major feature of this meeting is the election of a new president of the bank.
Okay.
And that election takes place today. Hello?
Yes, you're live. Go ahead.
Yeah, and that election takes place today here in the Ivorian capital. There are 5 persons vying for the position in the bank. Amadou Hout of Senegal, Samuel Mwambo of Zambia, Sidita of Mauritanian, Muhammad Touk of Chad, and Shabalala of South Africa. And the Board of Governors Steering Committee received and approved total of 5 candidates. And the elections will be held today. In Liberia, vote will be done by Minister Augustine Bay in Gafon. But before the election today, Fatu and Olive, Minister Gafon was elected as the chairman of Constituency 15 of the AFDB. And the constituency includes Liberia, the Gambia, Ghana, Sierra Leone, and Sudan. What it means for the next 3 years, Liberia will chair this constituency, coordinating along with the executive director of this constituency in making sure that these countries are represented fully during the board of directors meetings of the bank and the board of governors meeting of the bank.
Okay.
And this is a big news for Liberia, and the constituency members have reposed confidence in Minister Gafuan, and they are very sure that he will represent the interest at the level of the chairmanship of the bank. Also on the sidelines, there has been a series of meetings with multilateral and bilateral partners. The Liberian delegation met the Zambian finance minister, central bank governor. The relationship between the both countries hasn't been that strong, and so what Minister Gafuan and his delegation sought to do was to build that cooperation and how both countries can move to each other and strengthen their cooperation and learn and maybe share their success stories. And so that meeting went very well on the sidelines of the ADB 2025 meetings. Also, Minister Gafuan and his delegation, including the managing director of the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation, Muhammad Ali, met the African Water Facility. The African Water Facility mobilizes resources for water sanitation supplies, and so the Liberian delegation talk to them in improving our water supply. As you know, USAID was one of the prize sponsors of the Water and Sewer Corporation, making sure that some of the projects were implemented. Now they withdrawn their support, so Liberia is now looking for support elsewhere. And the African Water Facility was so gracious to hear about some of the things Liberia is doing to make progress and some of the challenges, and they accepted to be Liberian to also make some impact in that sector. And they have a whole lot of meetings by the Liberian delegation here.
So Liberia Minister of Finance Augustine Gafuan was elected as chair of the constituency 15 of the African Development Bank. How does this benefit Liberia? What Liberians stand to benefit?
Well, it shows Liberia has a relevant presence at the bank. You know, these institutions, you have to have people, especially Minister Gafuan being a former country director in Uganda of the bank. He knows the workings of the bank. It shows that Liberia now has the respect at the African Development Bank. Liberia will have the influence because he will be sitting at the hard seat, one of the hard seats of the bank, and it shows the recognition of our country. And so that is not only a position for a single person, but it shows that our representation is up there and we can go pushing for more development for our country.
Bring us up to speed with the election of the African Development Bank president. This is the election. Bring us up to speed. What are activities leading to the election? What's happening now?
So major activities began yesterday. The board of governors met the 5 candidates. They presented their platforms and had conversations with individual governors. And today, beginning at 9 o'clock, is the election. And like I said, there are 5 persons contesting for this position. The winning candidate is required to obtain at least 50.01%. That's 50 plus 1%, 50% plus 1 vote of both the regional and non-regional vote. So the regional vote is the number of countries in Africa that are part of the bank, and the non-regional are countries out of Africa, Brazil, China, America, and other countries.
Good morning, Mohammed.
Vote for the president. Yeah, they all will vote for the African Development Bank president. Morning, Fatu.
Yeah, you went off. Okay, you just have to wrap it up. Yeah.
So that is it. And the elections are expected today, and official results will be out today.
Okay, we hope to get to you as it relates to the results of the elections later this evening.
Thank you, Fatu, and thanks also to all this. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. So Mohammed Melvin Kwena there in Ivory Coast. He is the Assistant Director of Communications at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. And as a matter of fact, our first guest in the studio with us, and they are from Lone Star Cell. So we just usher them in. Good morning. Starting with the Lone Star chat. You just tell us your name and who are you at MTN?
Good morning. My name is Tali D. Bokakweli, and I'm the brand specialist at Lone Star MTN.
Okay.
Good morning. I'm Josh T. Elliott from the Liberia Football Association, Mozzarella Sub Association, Secretary.
Okay. What's new from Lone Star Cell?
So we have been committing ourselves to a partnership between the Liberian Football Association that has to do with the youth base, the Under 17 League, which have been ongoing for the past 5 weeks.
Okay.
Will be commencing this coming Sunday. So that's why we have been taking up from our end.
Okay. Let's hear you. The Under 17. I'm not actually a sports lover, seriously, but when you talk about under 17, basically somebody saying they want to understand, what are you talking about?
Yeah, when we talk about under 17, it is restricted. That is though under the age 15 and 16 years.
Under the age of 15.
Yeah, that is 15 and 16 years. Only can play. 14, 13, 17, no, you are not qualified. So we restricted it to born 2009 and 2010 to qualify you to participate in the tournament.
Okay, let's talk about the tournament. What brought about, let's talk firstly about your partnership. What brought about this idea of Lone Star Cell partnering, with, the sports, sector? So what just brought about the partnership? What enthused you or encouraged you to partner with them?
So, Lone Star MTN has been partnering with several organizations.
Okay.
One has to do, we have invested hugely into music, the Liberian Music Awards, and we also have our own competition, which is called the Yellow Star. That also has to do with music. So also we have the Momo Heroes of Change that has to do with humanitarian work. So we saw a need to venture into sport. So not just entering into sport, but also looking at the grassroots level, where we can get a playing field to young Liberian talented players, where giving them the platform to be able to showcase their talents and gifts. So we partnered with the Liberian Football Association to be able to prove that. It's also in line with our CSR as well. So giving back to society. So in doing so, giving back to society, we must breed our young talented footballers so that we can have the next former president George Manuel we are on the page again. We can also have the next former striker like James Sadisa Diba, Kevin Segbe, those great guys who once served our country when it comes to sport. So there are numerous of young talented players out there that we cannot be able to see them physically until people can spark those talents out, bring them to the spotlight so people can be able to see that there are Liberians that are gifted. So to do that, we needed to support the grassroots football. So that's why we decided to go down to the grassroots and partner with the LFA to be able to grow it and bring it to the place where it's supposed to be, that Liberian all can be proud. So it's just an arm of our CSR program as Lone Star MTN, giving back to the community.
Okay, let's talk about, you said a competition, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the competition. What's the essence of it? What do you hope to achieve from this competition?
Oh, well, we can say last season we achieved a lot because if you check the current Honor 20 new listing that came up by the coach, you have
have under 17, you have under 20.
Yes, the national Honor 20 team, we have few kids that partook in last season. They are qualified, they were selected. So we can say that based on the going back to the community, because we are not just using the 8 years We went to the community evolved, we spat out those talent who people never thought. So we benefited. Like currently, we even immerse some of the communities. Imagine D12 fee this coming Sunday, bringing young kids together. We achieve a lot in terms of coaches from other clubs follow the league and they spot some players, and currently they are working on recruiting them to their teams.
So this is heartbreaking, but I'm sorry that we cannot continue with the show because we're having some technical fault here, and the technicians have just informed us that there are some technical fault. So I'm hoping that we can just do the show tomorrow, please.
Okay, so we'll be here again tomorrow to just encourage the public to be able to turn up on Sunday on the D12 to watch the young talented Liberians spotting like their talents and showcasing them as well.
Okay, thank you so much for the understanding. Thank you.
Have a pleasant day.
Okay. Okay, so that's it. We have to go because we're having some technical fault, and we'll be back on as soon as possible. Our technicians are working to make sure that everything is settled here. So my name is Fatu Kamara. I'm so sorry. I was here with Olive Stevenson. I have to go.